I know that sometimes it can be difficult to remember the difference between a comparative and a superlative. So I have invented this little trick to help you remember. So this here, this is Mount Everest. And this one here, this is Mount Everest. Hello and welcome to Canguro English. I'm Christian, and today we are going to be talking about collocations. So, what are collocations? Collocations are words that go together to produce natural English. Because there's something which is really unfair when you're learning a language. And that is that you can spend a long time perfecting your grammar and increasing your vocabulary. But if you use the wrong two words together, then other people's perception of your level of English can drop from here to here. And that's why it's so important to learn and use the correct collocations. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. An important thing to understand about collocations is that they exist for various different categories of words. Let's look at some examples. So here we have a verb with a noun, withstand. So withstand can collocate with various things, but normally you withstand pressure. A noun and a verb. An opportunity, but how does the opportunity arises? A noun plus a noun. A spate. A spate of what? A spate of attacks. Adjective and noun. Idle. An idle what? An idle threat. Adverb plus adjective. Intensely. Intensely personal. And finally, a verb with an adverb. You can fail miserably. Another thing to understand about collocations is that they exist in various different strengths. Some words only go with a very limited amount of other words. They are called strong collocates. For example, curdly. Curdly only goes with a very limited amount of words, like curly hair. It's a strong collocate. On the other end of the spectrum, we have a word like very, which is a weak collocate, which goes with almost every other word in English. So why learn and use collocations? Well, they have lots of important and interesting uses in English. So the first one is that we can use collocations to intensify or soften what we want to say. I think you all know the adjective surprised, but are you completely surprised or only mildly surprised? Another fantastic thing about collocations is that it gives us an opportunity to introduce subtlety into our language. And this can really help you to take your English to the next level. Like, there's a difference between a strenuous effort and a valiant effort and a concerted effort. And these little differences, these little nuances, can really help you to express yourself better. The best thing about collocations is that they give you the opportunity to express yourself with more clarity and in more detail. Imagine that you have to tell a group of people that your dog is dead. You could say, I told them my dog was dead, and they were silent. That sentence is fine, but you could use collocations to give more detail, to help people to understand exactly what it was like to be there in that moment, to express your imagination and to give the little nuances that make language beautiful. So you could say that the people sat in stony silence, and your voice faltered as you told them in a soft whisper that your dog was dead. Wow! I mean, what a difference, what a much more powerful effect that you can give to your audience, the people that are listening to you or reading your text. So don't miss these opportunities and start to learn and use collocations. So now you know what collocations are and you understand the different types of collocations. The question is, how do you learn them? Well, the first step is to be aware of them. Next time you are having a conversation or listening to music or reading a book, start to notice some of the words that go together and be curious about them. For example, here in this book, Boris's Big Bogey, the pirate has a lantern. And it says here that the lantern is producing a flickering light. Flickering. So now I need to find out if flickering always goes with light, and what other types of words can I use it with? And that's why you need step 2, good online resources. There is this website called Skell, the Sketch Engine for Language Learning. And this website is used by Oxford and Macmillan and Cambridge when they make their dictionaries. And what it does is it shows you words used in context. It's basically like a dictionary for collocations, and it's completely free. It's really simple to use. Basically, at the top we have our search bar, so I type in the word I want to look for. So in this case, flickering, spell it correctly, flickering, and then I click search. And then it shows me the most frequent uses of this word flickering in context. So I can see that it's used with the movement of a mouse, again with lights, changing preferences, some edges, a tongue, an image, a candle, light, another light, some flames. So I'm starting to get the idea that it relates to things which are made of light, like images and flames and candles. And also I can see exactly how it's used in context in a sentence. This website is your best friend for learning collocations. Well, I hope that you found that class interesting. And now I want you to go and learn and use some new collocations in English. Why not share your discoveries with the Facebook group? That's why I created it, so that you would have a safe space to produce and practice English. And when you are learning and using your new collocations, remember the words of the British linguist John Rupert Firth, who said, "You shall know a word by the company it keeps." I'm Christian. This is Canguro English. I'll see you in class. The floor is lava. The floor is lava.